The NBA 2K21 demo is out now, and in this episode, we're jumping right in. Plus, we look back at our best 2K TV moments of 2K20. And first looks at what's coming up in my team for 2K21.
Coming right up, the 2K Sports pregame show. Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition. It's getting late in the season. Let's now see the standings out east. Take a look at the Knicks. Their season nearly over unless a form of miracle happens. And, of course, there's the Pistons tied up with them.
Well, I think for New York, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
We all know talking the talk is easy, but carrying through, that's another story. The naysayers' predictions were basically on point.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Taj Gibson is out there with Randall. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then it's Barrett, and it's Payton in at the point. And for the Pistons, at the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Derrick Rose is out there with Kennard, and it's Wood in at the 5. Second chance shot, and the layup is good.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
And Gibson kicks to Barrett. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Wood. For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
That's a major league catch and flush right there. Randall's not a high flyer, but showing some explosiveness at the rim that time.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
And Harkless slams it in.
You got to love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about them not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim. The movement off the ball is good. I mean, and the pass to hit him in stride is even better.
And, guys, one thing that has been interesting to see since Blake Griffin came to Detroit is how he's developed as a leader, has come into his own with how he takes responsibility for the team's play. That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Oh, yeah, bang, bang. An impressive sequence that has them fired up.
It's stolen by Barrett. Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Great activity there from Barrett. When he ups his intensity on defense, he's a difference maker.
And with Griffin, look at his time on the Clippers, and for most of his career, he was more of a second in command.
Coach Casey said last year early on that Griffin is the leader of this team, and Blake took it upon himself to step up to the challenge. It makes sense no matter how you look at it. He's their best player and needs to be one of the leaders.
Wood with the bucket.
Okay, listen, you got to body him up when he's in the paint. If you play off of him, then that's just 2 easy points.
Payton against Rose. Payton kicks to Randall. Here's Barrett. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And here's Rose outside, and Harkless pulls it down. Knicks trail by 3. Right side, Gibson fires it up, and Harkless with the basket on the assist by Gibson. Harkless has got his second bucket tonight.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Kennard, the pass to Wood. Right wing. Rose in the post, defended by Harkless. 6 on the shot clock. Griffin kicks to Wood. Randall with some nice D.
Some very aggressive defense to prevent the easy lay-in.
For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off the loss to the 76ers in Philadelphia. That gives them the lead. Barrett's got his second bucket.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And Alfred Payton with the foul. That's his first foul. And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. And then for New York, Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Bobby Portis comes in for Julius Randle. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Maurice Harkless. Now Barrett, after Sekou Doumbouya misses from long range. No good. That puts him at 2 for 6.
He's been off the mark, but somehow he hasn't held them back as a team.
Here's Maker. Makes it off the glass.
There aren't many players as big as Maker. He realizes this. Nice work inside.
To the middle. And Maker sends it back. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. A nice shot by Mikhailuk.
He doesn't have to break stride at all thanks to the money lead pass.
Stolen by Doumbouya. And now the Pistons fast break. Brown's got the ball. It's stolen by Barrett. From 15 feet away, Bullock good.
And he's not going to pass up that one. And trust me, he should. He's solid from that in-between there.
Brown dishes to Doumbouya. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. It's Detroit up 1. And the second quarter about to get started. We'll be back in just... And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
On the court for the Knicks, Ntilikina out there with Reggie Bullock. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Bobby Portis. And it's Knox in at the 3 spot. Knicks trail by 3. Here's Robinson. Doumbouya pulls it in.
He doesn't get the finish, but the D's got to be quicker to rotate and stop him from getting to the rim.
And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency grade, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
John Henson's checked in for Detroit. McRae has come in for Brown. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. The promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I just got to make the most of it. And Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hand.
And D.A., that's when he is at his best. Thank you. Galloway, the pass to Henson. Goes back up. It's tipped. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. Lays it in off a pretty alley-oop.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Oh, you know what it is, Greg. One play at a time. That's got to be the mindset, especially in such a tight game.
McRae passes to Doumbouya. Henson in the post. Robinson on him. Pass to Doumbouya. And stolen by Portis. And now Knox running the floor all by himself.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The pass to Mikhailuk. Oh, and here we go. Knox has got it. The fast break chance. Ntilikina can't hit.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Oh, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later.
Passes to Mikhailuk. Here's Doumbouya. And Detroit with another turnover here. Guys sometimes don't make it big when they first get on the scene. Late bloomers that have caught your eye right now in the league. Guys that have really picked up their game.
Well, how about D'Angelo Russell?
Good one,
let's
yeah.
talk about getting traded, having to move at a young age. That really could be devastating for some players. So for him to have the skill set and the mental frame of mind to fight over that, I love it. And how about Julius Randle? I mean, I didn't see it coming. I knew he was a beast, but he's a beast.
You mean he's a beast?
Yeah, something.
Can't leave anyone uncovered around Ntilikina. He is so adept at exploiting situations like that.
Right side Rose. Out to the right wing. Henson dishes to Griffin. Back to Henson. And John Henson with the slam.
This is what you get from Griffin. Very willing to give it up to his open teammates.
For the New York Knicks, they come in off the loss to Atlanta. Here's Ellington. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Here's McRae. It's rebounded by New York. Last time they met in New York.
Well, last time out, they got the win in large part because of the play of their bench, and they provided a lot of the scoring.
Well, it's such a boost. I mean, not something you want to have to count on every night, but you can tell how much they trust their reserves.
The Knicks shooting their first free throws of the game. And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work.
Kennard's shot is off.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Rose. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
This has to help Maker's confidence, showing he has the ability to overwhelm the defense.
Detroit making a switch here. Snell's checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Payton's checked in. Pass to Randle. Over Griffin. And there's Randle on the assist by Ellington. And it's 8 points for Julius Randle.
Great recognition from Randle. Seeing an opportunity to rise and fire and making use of it.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And here are the Knicks. They're on a 16-7 run. And Randle throws it down.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Rose attacking. Griffin kicks to Maker. Back to Griffin. Over Randle. And the last shot before the buzzer is off.
Oh, he's solid on defense right there.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to... For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. Some good action during the period, as it was just a one-point game at the end of one. And that'll about do it.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. We're seeing a tremendous game from Julius Randle.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in air. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review shows that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. You look back at the Blake Griffin trade, many thought the Pistons gave up too much, but it's worked out for them.
Yeah, losing the picks for Griffin, you have to admit it did hurt. But people forget that Griffin is a star player, and he reminded those same people last year. He's become the leader for this franchise as they try to move forward.
Snell inside. It's taken away by Payton. And here's the fast break. Barrett leading the way. It's good. Barrett's got the lead up to 10 now for New York.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. Here's Harkless. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Griffin passes to Wood. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
A different look for New York. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Portis comes in for Julius Randle. And it's Knox in for Maurice Harkless. Here's Bullock. Lays it up off the glass. Bullock's got 4 points this quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Dumboya with it. Picked up by Portis. Knocked loose. Pass to Mikhailuk from deep three-point range. Again, the miss by the Pistons. The Knicks leading by 11. Knox the pass to Payton. And Galloway pulls it down. For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. The Pistons working the ball around now. And it's blocked. And they get it back. Here's Bullock. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Bullock's got 8 points.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here. Trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Yeah, Greg, that's just great defense. Forcing this man into a difficult attempt.
And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
Well, just trying to prevent the opposition from getting comfortable. Next time, that one might get picked.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. John Henson's checked in for Wood. Thon Maker comes in for Dumboya. Brown is checked in for Jordan McRae. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Langston Galloway.
Now, whether Portis can make the leap is still up in the air. He's young and has the potential to be really good in this league.
And the former Razorback, Bobby Portis, took a few years to find his spot in the NBA. But now he does produce.
And great big man to bring in off the bench. Good size and quickness combination, and will always give you scoring with that second unit.
Even for a player who's not a three-point specialist, I mean, that's a shot you got to knock down.
Ellington kicks to Portis. Back to Ellington. Shoots over Brown. On target from 13 feet. Ellington's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Yeah, a big part of this run here has been their ability to score from mid-range.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Detroit Pistons. On Saturday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. Then on Tuesday, they'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Pistons trail by 17. Here's Maker. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And that's now 7 points for Thon Maker.
This is something the coaching staff encourages. When Maker sees these lanes, they want him to take them.
And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. It's checked in for Bobby Portis. 43 seconds left to play in the third. Three-pointer Ellington. Doesn't go for him. And the Pistons now going the other way. Next game for them, they'll take on the Raptors at Toronto. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. A shot by Griffin. Nobody around. Tries again. It's deflected.
This has to energize Barrett. He needs to keep bringing this type of intensity to the defensive end.
And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
Yeah, when you're executing at this rate, you feel like no one can slow you down.
Better to be lucky than good. That pass was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
Kennard, the pass to Griffin. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Griffin's got 11.
There isn't a defender in the league who wants to take on Griffin inside. I mean, he's going to take you to school down there.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Knicks out front as they end. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Yeah, no need for hero ball there. I mean, you just need to make the right basketball play. Outstanding dish that time.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth, Julius Randle is out there with Taj Gibson. Then it's Barrett. Then there's Wayne Ellington. And it's Harkless in at the small forward position. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
Here's Randle. Detroit with the rebound. Outside Rose. A reverse. There's the pass to Snell. And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's foul number 2 for him. And New York making a change here. Payton's checked in. Rose against Payton. Rose passes to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
The offensive arsenal of Griffin, so dangerous, especially when it seems he can't miss from anywhere.
Payton, that's good. Pistons trail by 13. Rose passes to Wood. Back to Rose. Passes it to Wood. Out of bounds. New York takes possession. And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them. Snell, the pass to Wood. And again, Detroit turns it over. New York leading by 13. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Harkless kicks to Payton. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Hey, Chris, this year pioneer Chuck Cooper inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Long overdue, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he was the first African-American player ever to be drafted. I mean, let's just think about that. Jackie Robinson of of basketball. He paved the way, and what he endured, and his teammates, by the way, of all colors, is well documented. And I think the Celtics need to, and I think they will retire his number 11 and have it hang up in that famed Raptors of theirs over there.
I agree.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Here's Kennard. Rose in the post, covered by Payton. Rose, no good. New York leading by 15. Floats it up for Randall. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
It's amazing how far Randall has come. I mean, from a role player to budding star, and he's not done yet.
Kennard, the pass to Rose. They get a hand on it. And it's on a bound to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. Here's Wood, defended by Gibson. No problems knocking that one down. Rose has got his first 2 points of the night.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Barrett. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Making plays in traffic. This is where Barrett's most effective.
Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
Well, GA, this is no let-up. You know, this is the kind of hard-nosed competitiveness that wins games.
Rose passes to Griffin. High quality look, and he sinks it.
Excellent at recognizing when to shoot off the pass. Griffin is so good at catching the D by surprise.
And there's the foul. It's on Tony Snell. That's foul number 2 for him. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for New York. Here's Payton. Rebounded by the Pistons. Griffin's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Knicks.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
The subs came in and did their job. Those points off the bench were key to their victory.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Julius Randle.
Oh, he was the alpha dog out there tonight. Totally in charge of this game. No matter what the situation was, he was the one to dictate the action.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area, really keeps the defense honest.
Oh, yeah, flexibility is crucial. You have to be able to take what the defense gives you.
Doumbouya dishes tonight at the elbow maker. Brown wide open, he fires. Drills the three-pointer.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they want.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for the Knicks, Dave Dotson. At the line for 2.
That free throw, no good. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Reggie Bullock. He hits the second from the line.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very vet-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Casey is very measured in his approach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
There's 31 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Smith kicks to Dotson. 20 seconds left in the game. Shot on the wing. Rebounded by Maker. Now here's Doumbouya. Guarded closely. From deep. And another 3 for Detroit.
And that's smart basketball. Maker showing nice awareness there, spotting the open man.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
Welcome to the special edition of 2K TV.
The wait is almost over. We are just days away from 2K Day and the launch of NBA 2K21.
And if you can't wait, you can get early access to the NBA 2K21 demo right now. Here's how you get started.
The NBA 2K.
Let's see the starting lineup for this game. And now, with the Washington Wizards starting five. Starting at small.
And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. We've got Mo Harkless. Julius Randle is out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Payton, and it's Barrett at the two-guard spot. And for Washington, Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Shabazz Napier out there with Brown, and it's Bonga in at the three. Conference rivals in this one, Doris. A regular season game that will likely have that postseason feel.
And we are the beneficiaries of what could be a playoff preview. You never know, obviously, how things are going to shake out in terms of seeding. What we know unequivocally are these two rivals are prepared to play in what we would consider not just any regular season game, perhaps a little more on the line than you might expect.
Here's Napier, following the score by Taj Gibson. Napier passes to Hachimura. And that one is off. Randle with some nice D. Here's Barrett. And Barrett slams it in.
And with this kind of momentum behind him, Barrett, a terror. Love seeing him hammer it home.
Napier feeling it out a bit. Pass to Bryant. Shoots the three. And Harkless pulls it down. The Knicks have gotten their first three shots to go in for him to start off this game. And Gibson kicks to Harkless. Payton attacking. The putback. Hachimura grabs the miss. For Washington, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Brown, the pass to Bryant. Back to Brown. 6 to shoot. Barrett brings the double team. Here's Bunga. That shot off. The Knicks go the other way with it. Payton dishes to Gibson. Payton right side. Harkless on the wing. Back to Payton. Throws it up high. The shot, no good. A slow start for Washington in this one. Trailing by 4. It's a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
And they did win that last game in this matchup. And it seemed they got the benefit of the whistle.
Guys, when you consider the New York Knicks roster, there is some talent amongst their young players. More than a handful of their guys in their first 3 years in the league. Kevin Knox, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Dotson all could be factors for them in the future.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Reggie Bullock comes in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Ntilikina in for Payton. Wizards have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Back to Mahinmi. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Doris with the youth. The Knicks added Dennis Smith to that bunch as well.
No doubt, Kevin. This was a player they had their eyes on. So when you couple Dennis Smith Jr. with some of the young assets they've collected over the last couple of years, there's a ton of young talent coming up in New York right now.
And Robinson gets it to go on the assist from Mahinmi. And it's all not enough. New York shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. Here's Ntilikina. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Well, Frank Ntilikina still trying to find his niche, right? You've seen him spend some time at the point guard. You've seen him on the wing. This guy has got to find the position that maximizes his impact.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Portis, he's checked in for Julius Randle. And it's Knox in for Barrett. Fast break, here they come. Here's Ntilikina. Lays it up and banks it in.
That speed makes it really difficult to keep pace with Frank Ntilikina. He got the step and it's over.
Wizards trail by 4. Smith surveying the D, so the wing on the left. Pass to Wagner. Shoots over Portis. Wagner, good.
And just using the natural advantage he has, he can see over the top of the defense.
And he has got such good touch from that medium range area. It's an option they can always go to.
Now here is Robinson. Lonzo looks like the Wizards will retain possession here. The Knicks making a switch here. Ellington's checked in. Smith for 3. Kept alive.
Kevin, you do not have to be a gifted scorer. Jan Mahinmi willing to create offense, working hard on the offensive window.
Here's Ellington. Washington with the rebound. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
Yeah, it just felt to me like they wanted it more. I mean, didn't get down emotionally when they got behind. And how about that third quarter comeback? One for the ages.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Smith outside. This one for 3. Tie game in Washington. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. Bobby Portis, who's known for his work ethic, said he learned a lot.
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets off at 1, 2 in the evening. You know, she works hard for her 4 boys. You know, she bears herself off daily. You know.
And she was a basketball player in her own right. Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby, but she encouraged him to pursue his dream, and she said now she's living her dream through him.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And what stands out to you from Washington in this one?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
We've got Wagner. Robinson is out there with Smith. Then there's Ian Mahimi. And it's Hachimura in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Smith fires from way outside. Misses the deep three-point attempt. Oh, and here we go. Knox has got it. The fast break chance. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession. While we have a moment here, let's see which teams have scored the most second chance points since the All-Star break. Number one, the Knicks.
And offensive rebounding, always a point of emphasis for this group, but for whatever reason, they've had particular success since the break, really just outworking their opponents on the glass.
Now, here is Smith. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. They retain possession. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Second shot opportunity. Mahimi, great positioning on the putback. Mahimi's got the lead up to 2 now for the Wizards.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game. And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Washington with the ball, following the score by New York. Smith the pass to Wagner. Shoots over Portis, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
A quick trigger, and from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
In the corner, Knox with it. And the pass to Ellington. Doris, you graduated as your college's all-time assist leader. Talk about some of the key traits of a great playmaker.
I think historically speaking, when we think about great lead guards, Kevin, we talk about unselfishness, vision, patience. Who are the players that make their teammates better? Though probably the one underrated aspect of a point guard to me, Kevin, is communication. Are you constantly looking for opportunities to communicate to your teammates, make them feel good about themselves, give them confidence? That, to me, is probably the most underrated aspect of it.
And Doris, when you played, you took such great pride in each and every one of those things.
I did. I love trying to make my teammates better. It feels great to make somebody feel good.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Napier passes to Bonga. Smith, no good. Knicks have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Payton. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Washington, winding things down this season. They're in that all-important 9th position within striking distance of a playoff spot. And, of course, the New York Knicks, a few slots below them.
And I think for the Knicks, they've been stuck in a rut the entire season. We talk about teams maximizing their potential. Well, the opposite's been the case with this group.
I think, Greg, for them, it's obviously been very disappointing. And I get the sense it's starting to weigh on them night in and night out.
Great activity there from Barrett. When he ups his intensity on defense, he's a difference maker.
Now, here's Napier. Not a lot of room. Pass to Bryant. Gibson with the steal. And Barrett slams it in.
Well, the big man, Taj Gibson, pretty assist there, Kevin.
Wizards trail by 5. You talk about a player who's a consummate pro. Taj Gibson.
No doubt. Taj is a guy who has always approached the game from a veteran standpoint. He's a great leader, great defensive player, and in between the lines and out, you can count on Taj Gibson.
Now, here's Napier. He picked up 21 points in their last win against New York.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Wagner, he's checked in for the Wizards. Ntilikina, he's checked in for the Knicks. And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call. The Knicks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Napier, an easy 2 points on the layup. Napier's got his second basket of the night. So it's Ntilikina who brings up the ball for New York. It's a 3-point game. Here's Harkless. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Now, here's Napier. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. And here is Bryant. 5 on the clock from deep 3-point range. Knicks with the rebound. Randall's got his 4th rebound in this one. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And up to this point on the season, he's set a pace of right around 73% when he gets to the line.
Both free throws good from Randall. Now Napier. 1 second left. He squares up and sinks it. Napier's got his 3rd basket of the night. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime.
Thank you, Kevin. Alfred, how big is deep?
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basket. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. They asserted the... Thanks for joining.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Nice game. Great performance by R.J. Barrett.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
As a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Taj Gibson. Harkless is out there with Julius Randle. Then it's Barrett, and it's Payton in at the point. The shot by Harkless, no good.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Ryan against Gibson. Here's Harkless. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Passes it to Bonga. Here's Hachimura. Defended by Harkless. Here's Hachimura. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Napier. No good on the triple. And Thomas Bryant gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul for the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Maurice Harkless. Payton kicks to Barrett. To the inside. Bullock, good. And it's a 9-point Knicks lead.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them. Well, hard to find a team more iconic in the NBA than the New York Knicks. They are a premier brand.
Greg, this is absolutely true. This is an organization that has played a few games in London that have helped them, and it hasn't seemed to matter that the team has struggled for an extended period of time. They remain a major media presence in a major market. The NBA is better when the New York Knicks are a factor.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. Now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do in the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. Payton finds Randall. And he makes good on the layup. Randall's got the lead up to 12 now for the Knicks.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
To the right side. Here's Hachimura. He's defended by Randall. Here's Napier. Tips it up. It's intercepted. Bonga, the pass to Bryant. Missed inside.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
Here's Barrett. The dish to Randall. And Randall throws it down.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Washington making some changes. Mahimi's checked in for Thomas Bryant. And Smith subbed in for Napier. And a new group in for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Kevin Knox comes in for Barrett. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Ntilikina in for Payton. And with the way Mitchell Robinson can protect the rim, Doris, there's a lot to like about that second-round pick.
Yeah, on draft day, Mitchell Robinson flew under the radar, but he had a great summer league. He got tremendous minutes early as a rookie. This is a great leaper, a great shot blocker, always something teams can use, both of those attributes.
Here's Randall on the mark with the 15-footer. Randall's got 9.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Smith, the pass to Robinson. Back to Smith. Takes a 3. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Ellington with it. Robinson picks him up, and he gets the bucket. 8 points for him.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Down low, the 10-footer. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
26 seconds left here in the third quarter. Smith, the pass to Bonga. Washington needs to get a shot off here. And it's Smith missing.
Oof, this has been brutal. I mean, he still hasn't made a single shot. No wonder they're struggling.
And he uses the glass on the layup. Ntilikina's got his second basket.
Ntilikina's reach and athleticism is absolutely a factor inside. He can score it in there, make no mistake.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Brown out there with this Smith. Then it's Robinson, and it's Hachimura in at the 5. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Doris, such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst. Breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their... And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
Taking 2 shots.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And Washington making a change here. Ryan's checked in.
And now a chance to see the former Demon Deacon Ish Smith in action. Has been in the league for a while now and played for several teams, and he's a veteran through and through.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Left side, Brown. It's good on the putback.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
Smith the pass to Bonga. The Wizards working the ball around now. Pass to Brown. Smith outside. Right at the free throw line. And that one's good. Hachimura. And when you have Ish Smith on your team, you know he's going to get you scoring off the bench.
And Smith not exactly great at any one thing, but the whole package is solid for a reserve. As long as you can make the right decision and just run the offense, that'll get you pretty far in this league.
Here's Brown. Bullock with the rebound.
You will have to finish harder than that if you want to convert in traffic.
Here's Payton, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting two. And Washington called for the foul.
I think Elfrid Payton has exciting potential. He's got unbelievable defensive instincts and work habits. He just needs to develop a little bit more on the offensive end.
And he makes both free throws. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure, whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
Impeccable from the line since halftime. Well, for Washington, D.C. basketball, they have one title to their name, the champs back in '78.
What a run that was for that team, led by the great Wes Unseld. But boy, in the 40 years since that title, my goodness, fans of this franchise have waited so patiently for that return to greatness. When will it come?
Shabazz Napier's checked in for Smith. Brown feeling it out a bit, and it's good for two. Brown's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. Here's Hachimura, guarded by Robinson. Hachimura, no good.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Payton, good. Payton's got 9 points here in the second half.
Boy, at 6'4", Elfrid Payton has great size at his position and uses it to his advantage to score inside.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Doris, all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, Which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for them.
John Wall's huge supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Buries the long-range jumper.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for New York.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Julius Randle.
Boy, I think he made his presence felt in the paint more than anywhere else. This guy's rebounding numbers were outstanding. He controlled the glass. You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
Over to the left wing. To the paint. Here's Ntilikina. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Well, they knew it would be a hostile environment, and they rose to the challenge.
And sometimes, Greg, when everyone's rooting against you, it seems to bring the unit closer together. It certainly did tonight.
And they go to the intentional foul.
You know, give them credit for still battling here down the stretch, but I think it's too little too late.
Taj Gibson, Wayne Ellington.
Smith with it. In the corner, Knox with it. Fires the three. Drops in the tray.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Yeah, playing with great energy and great effort. And as a coach, you'd love to see this from your team every single night.
And guys, getting into a nice groove here.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
multifaceted improvements: shooting, puck pickup, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Once you pick your jumper, it's time to join the Clippers and test your build in a game against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes, and it's my player picking up the assist.
And if you're not feeling one of your builds, you have the ability to make 6 total builds and play 1 test game for each one.
And the player introductions are wrapped up.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Tonight, we'll see.
Thanks for joining us here on 2K Sports. Hey, Dave. Well, the G League continues to be a great asset for the NBA. Great stuff, David. Thank you. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Randall out there with Mo Harkless. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then there's Elfrid Payton, and it's Barrett at the shooting guard. And for the Hornets, we've got Bridges. Bismack Biyombo is out there with Washington. Then there's Terry Rozier, and it's Graham in a 2-guard.
Yeah, the man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Over in the corner, Harkless. Passes it to Barrett. And tonight, 2 teams, Brent, that like to get into their sets, work the ball, have a little patience. Back in your day, what was your favorite play to run in half court?
Any NBA player, Kevin, will tell you their favorite play to run in the half court was any play that was called for them. Yeah. So let's start with that. But most of the time, I just enjoyed sets where the ball moved around. 4 or 5 touches. We talk often about good to great, but when you knew the opportunity for you to shoot the ball was there, that there was a better one for the next guy, that's when you're operating at a high level.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
The Hornets shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
And so he hits both. We play just over a minute here in the first. Payton kicks to Harkless. And there's the foul. It's on Miles Bridges. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Now, here's Barrett. Defense right on him. For Charlotte, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. To the middle, here's Biyombo. Second chance effort, and it's good on the layup.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Are you asking me, GA? I'm not sure.
Now here's Payton. A really disappointing game for him in that loss to Atlanta. Graham with the bucket.
Capitalizing on the error, grinding out points. You gotta love it.
That's why you can't afford to just turn it over to him, because he's going to do stuff like that to make you pay just right down the throat.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Rozier the pass to Washington. Payton outside. And Barrett slams it in.
RJ.
You have to be aware of Barrett. He's solid at recognizing when it's time to go for the alley-oop.
Graham kicks to Rozier. Now, here's Bridges, defended by Harkless. Now, here's Biyombo. He's coming off a 10-point game against Miami. Clock at 4. And a fast break now for the Knicks. New York moving the ball around. Payton attacking Gibson. Payton finds Gibson. Stolen. Here's Bridges. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game.
I love the fact that Bridges does a little bit of everything, including passing the ball.
And the Knicks with possession here. After the basket by Charlotte.
And he wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble there.
Nope, up and in with a one-hand finish, the most basic possible. Here's Graham. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Heat in Miami.
I felt like in that game, too, he was a man on a mission defensively. Finishing up with 4 steals is an impressive feat. And you can tell he takes pride in that part of the game. Randall getting up there, explosive vertically on that play with great timing.
Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was the surprise trade that sent Porzingis to Dallas. Shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term, and a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency, and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years.
Cans it from downtown. And that's 11 points for R.J. Barrett.
Oh, man, a hot start for him. He's hit 5 of his first 7.
Graham, the pass to Rozier. Now Bridges. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Washington. Randall grabs the board.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Count it, good.
Putting that speed to great use. Once Barrett gets a step on the D, good night.
Pass to Biyombo. Uncovered. Randall grabs the board.
Yeah, that miss might stick with him for a little while. That's kind of a shoot-around jumper if I've ever seen one.
Right back after this break. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
Well, they've been aggressive from the beginning, particularly on the offensive end.
Well, if they wanted to start well, this would be it. They seized momentum right away, and they just didn't let it go in that quarter.
Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Rozier's out there with Batum, and it's Bacon in at the 3 spot. So that's the Hornets 5. Here's Bacon, and he gets it to go. Bacon's got the first basket of the second quarter for Charlotte.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. Now, the city hosted the All-Star game last season, but for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. The Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all are. David, thank you. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Brent, with the corner 3 being such a popular shot, should we consider widening the court, making it all feel the same?
That's an interesting question, Kevin. There's been some talk around the idea of actually dissipating that 3-point line into the sideline.
Yes.
And I really just wanted to say dissipating, by the way.
Well, and you said it well.
The other thing, Kevin, that has been considered, what if we went back to skinnying up the lane line back to the original George Mikan days of the lane being 6 feet wide rather than what we see today at 12 feet, that would put a ton more value on post-up and two-point play, almost so much as the three-point shot and the two-point shot in the post equate to the same amount of points per possession. Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
Now, here's Bullock. D right on him. Misses from short range. Looking at the last game for Charlotte, it was a loss to the Heat. To the left side wing. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That is his first foul of the game. And New York making a change here. Ellington's checked in. Washington passes to Rozier. Outside Batum, and Reggie Bullock gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Rozier the pass to Zeller. No one on him, and he makes the easy one. Now it's a 4-point Charlotte lead.
That's exactly the shot they're looking for.
The pass to Knox. Changes up, and the layup is up and in. Knox has got his first 2 points.
Well, you love to see that Knox just inviting the contact and doesn't mind it one bit. Wants to show he's got the strength.
Batum passes to Washington. Here's Bacon. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Washington, that's good. Washington's got the lead up to 4 now for Charlotte.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And the foul on Dwayne Bacon. That is his first foul of the game. Julius Randle's checked in for the Knicks. Payton comes in for Reggie Bullock. Biyombo, that's good. Biyombo's got 8 points.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And Randle throws it down.
You risk getting torched when somebody's open. Payton's skilled enough to find the open man.
And Batum kicks to Zeller. There's the dish to Biyombo. And that one drops for him. Biyombo's got 4 this quarter.
Now catching the lead pass at full speed, terrific anticipation. And the delivery, Kevin, on time, on target.
Here's Knox. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Robinson passes to Knox. Shot clock at 5. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Robinson.
A moment here to see some numbers for Payton. He showed up every night and some noteworthy performances over the last month. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. And a quality player. I love what he brings to the table at that backup point guard position.
I think coaches appreciate a guy that comes in and knows how to run the offense with some intelligence. That's exactly what he does.
Miles Bridges, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. Graham, the pass to Zeller. And the dunk by Zeller.
Total letdown by the D. Can't leave the bucket unprotected.
Absolutely. And it takes an easy 2 points onto the lead.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now, here's Bridges. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the half. Again, the Hornets score.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. The Knicks shooting their first free throw of the night. That's good from Payton.
Well, we've seen indications of Payton and his all-around game, but we just would want to see the evolution of the shot come along, just more consistent from the outside. That's the next step.
Kicks it to Zeller. Nifty move. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Yeah, easy call.
It's his first trip to the line. And so Zeller nails both of them. Floats it up for Randle. And so it's Charlotte bringing the quarter to a close with us.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. Some good moments from both teams, but and that'll do.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. You know, R.J. Barrett has been exceptional here, guys.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Tipping off the second half, here's David Fizdale's five. They've got Taj Gibson, Handle out there with Mo Harkless. Then it's Barrett, and it's Payton in at the point. Gibson for three. It's good on the putback. And that's 15 points for R.J. Barrett.
Man, sometimes it feels like Barrett wants it more than anyone else on the floor.
Pass to Washington. Passes to Bridges. He feeds it to Biombo. Shot clock at 3. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Bridges misses.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition.
Hornets leading by 3. Graham, the pass to Bridges, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
Aggressive, just an attacker. Bridges wants the rock, especially near the rim.
He kicks it to Graham. To the left wing. Let's go. Biombo, no luck.
1 of 5 here, Kevin, to start the half. Their offense looks like it's shrinking right now.
No good that time. And the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That is his first foul of the game. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Hornets. And then for New York, Portis, he's checked in for Randall. Kevin Knox comes in for Harkless. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Barrett. Gibson with the steal. That's tipped. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half.
Knox getting up there and showing the power he possesses.
And here's Rozier. He brings it up for the Hornets. It's a 3-point game. And the layup falls. Rozier's got 5 now.
All the way to the bucket. No resistance. Just swipe the candy from him.
Pass to Knox. To the wing right side. From 12 feet out. And it's Bullock missing. Charlotte leading by 5. Here's Rozier. Count that bucket. Rozier's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Talent coming from everywhere these days, Brent, including the developmental league. The G League has done a wonderful job of watching players develop there and then vaulting them up to the big league.
And I think last year, Kevin, the numbers were that more than half the players in the NBA had spent some time in the G League. You want to talk about that league coming a long way?
What an impact.
Massive.
Yes.
And what you're seeing, too, over the past few years, Kevin, is people doing a great job of using the G League a lot better. Not just experimenting and lab ratting what that team is about, but really well thought out player development and stints for guys on their team rather than just practicing and traveling and sitting and watching games. You're watching guys go play a game in the afternoon and then coming up to the NBA level and participating in an NBA game that night. That's going to go a long way to make guys in the early part of their career take the necessary strides in a lot quicker than they normally would.
This 2-way contract has been a wonderful addition.
except if you talk to their agents, Kevin. Yes, it's been very good for the control of an organization to find that kind of talent.
Here's Rozier following the score by New York. It's Biyombo atop the key. And there's the pass to Washington. Can't cash in from close range.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Batum passes to Washington. Outside for Batum. Charlotte moving the ball around. Biyombo in the post, defended by Gibson. That one good for 2.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's his first foul. Here's Rozier. And the last second attempt does not go in for him.
The key to keeping the pressure on his opponent by using some of his fifth.
And that does it for the third quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the fourth quarter. Hornets lead by 7. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. We've got Bridges. He's out there with Zeller. Batum is out there with Bacon. And it's Graham in at the 1 spot. So that's the Hornets 5. Here's Graham. To the inside. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
And so Zeller nails both of them. Knicks trail by 9. And here is Ellington. Bridges with the board. Bridges has got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Zeller. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Ellington inside the 3-point line. That one's good from the corner.
And won't find many more games as entertaining as this one.
No, this is about as high octane a game as you're going to find.
Here's Graham. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Bacon. It's stolen by Randall. Barrett with the ball. Ellington inside the 3-point line. And he gets it to go from the corner. Ellington's got 4 points now in the quarter. Outside, Batum. Zeller trying to free himself up. Batum, good. And the Hornets lead by 7.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Ntilikina kicks to Barrett. Pass to Randall. Kept alive by New York. Floats it up for Randall.
Oh, just a soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
I gotta say, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going. Now, here's Batum. Ellington defending. There's Bacon. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
Dwayne Bacon. Shooting 2.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, You really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And the dunk by Zeller.
Now, I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious end time on the rim. Knicks with the rebound.
And that was almost a block. Still did enough to alter the shot.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss. That kind of energy not wasted. How about Randall? Dependable big in a big moment.
Here's Batum following the basket by Julius Randle. Here's Graham. Zeller trying to free himself up. Graham with the bucket. Knicks trail by 7. Doubled by Bridges. Bridges with the steal. Here's Zeller. Can't get it to fall. The Knicks have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. It's Randall with the drive, and the layup's good off the glass. Randall's got 6 points in the quarter.
Randall sneaks up on you athletically with that frame. You could argue he's at his best when he's in attack mode.
Graham, the pass to Batum. 59 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Now Graham. Here's Zeller. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Outside for Randall. Now, here's Barrett. Back to Randall. It's deflected, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Some changes for Charlotte. Washington's checked in for Dwayne Bacon. And it's Rozier in for Nicholas Batum. And then for New York, Taj Gibson's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Reese Harkless comes in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Peyton in for Frank Ntilikina. Bridges shot. Good.
Yeah, that's not an assignment that I want there, Kevin. I'd rather do math homework than to try and cover that guy.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot. And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
And out of bounds as the Hornets gain possession.
Man, if you're going to grab it, grab that thing. He just lazily reaches out for that, and the result is it's deflected right off of his hand.
So it's the Hornets picking up the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it...
tech benefits to the stick, resulting in unprecedented improvements in shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
I can't wait to get started in the NBA 2K21 demo, get my player started, and of course, all-time Lakers versus all-time Celtics.
Just out of curiosity, Chris, who has more championship rings?
Yeah, I was going to talk about the Lakers, but then you bring up that argument, and I really don't have anything to say about it, unfortunately. So that's a low blow.
So I'm going with the Celtics.
Always a ton of style coming through the tunnel in New York City. The Knicks confident and composed as we get a break in the action. Now let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Detroit, it's been a rough season for them. The good news is the lottery is only a couple months away. And, of course, the Knicks, they're tied right now.
And I think for the Pistons, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
All the talk around them now is already about what's going to take place in the offseason. Who's going to go? Who's going to stay? I'd be surprised if they don't have a much different look next year.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Rose is out there with Kennard, and it's Wood in at the 5 roaming the paint. And for the Knicks, Randall out there with Taj Gibson. Then it's Barrett. Then there's Elfrid Payton, and it's Harkless in at the small forward. The 7th pick back in 2014, Julius Randle goes about 6'9", 240 pounds, Smitty, and he is one tough customer.
Yes, indeed, Kevin. A brutal.
Hammering it in.
Blake Griffin's teammates have to say wow, because they get the chance night in and night out to see something fantastic.
Stolen away. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Here's Rose. Knicks with the rebound. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. They were able to win it for the home fans.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Harkless with the steal. Always going up for the alley-oop here.
A terrific scorer. Barrett possesses a great understanding for when he needs to be aggressive.
The pass to Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Here's Payton. No good from outside.
And really, despite that miss, they've had a solid start offensively.
Here's Kennard. Wood passes to Griffin. And Smitty, Blake Griffin stepping up his game in every way since joining the Detroit Pistons.
Kevin, last season was a career year in scoring, and he's doing so much on the floor. Rebounding and passing are a big part of his game now, and he's leading the way for this team in a lot of ways. People wondered how happy Blake Griffin would be after being traded from LA to Detroit a few years back. He has completely embraced the city, and Motown loves him back as well, quickly becoming a fan favorite. Well orchestrated. Randall was ready to receive the pass and flush it in one motion.
Rose finds Griffin, and the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That's his first foul. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for the Knicks. Reggie Bullock comes in for Maurice Harkless. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Passes it to Snell. It's taken away by Payton. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
And again, Detroit turns it over, coming off that loss against Philadelphia. So for the Knicks, Bobby Portis is checked in for Julius Randle. Kevin Knox comes in for Barrett. And it's Ntilikina in for Elfrid Payton. Ntilikina kicks to Portis. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And with Griffin, he's also embraced Detroit's situation, trying to build a contender.
Griffin said he feels like he's a part of building something special here in Detroit. You have to admire how quickly Blake has gone all in for the Pistons franchise.
Here's Portis. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Can't hit from in close. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That's his first foul. Brown he's checked in for Detroit. Galloway, the pass to Mikhailuk. Back to Galloway. Pass to Mikhailuk. Shot clock at 6. Brown outside. Puts it up from 12, and there's Doumbouya on the assist by Brown.
Carving out just enough space for mid-range. Good look.
It's good.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
1:03 left in the first quarter. Here's Doumbouya. Here's Maker. Some solid defense from Robinson.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Moves back up, and it's Bullock missing.
Even though he missed it, this is the exact play your offense is designed to produce.
And the jam by Doumbouya.
A willing passer who's still learning. Maker keeps his eyes up and makes the unselfish play.
Bullock with it. Brown on him. Bullock kicks to Ntilikina. Down low. Here's Robinson. And Maker sends it back. Brown drives in. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Ellington, and here is Portis with 1 on the clock, and Portis throws it down.
This is what they want to see. Portis finishing strong inside, making his presence felt.
And so it's New York with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Frank Ntilikina has established himself as a legit defender. He spoke about his mindset.
Defense is 80% of will. And
a young player with an advanced understanding of defense, and his length gives him an edge.
And his defense is something he enjoys. If he can put it all together at both ends, he's a player you can build around.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
In that first period, they showed a willingness to make the extra pass.
And that's really hard on a defense, having to play deeper into the clock and having to cover a lot more ground.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Detroit looking at who they've got. They've got Dumboya. He's out there with John Henson. Brown out there with McCray. And it's Galloway in at the point. And that's a foul. It's called on Wayne Ellington. That's his first foul. When you look at the luxury tax structure, Smitty, it's now more expensive than ever to maintain a championship contending roster.
Yeah, it is, and I think it's the choice of a lot of these organizations. Some owners want to do it, some don't. But I think if you want to win a championship, you're going to have to open up your checkbook.
Here's Barrett. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. But on that shot, with that, the Knick lead is cut down now to just 6 points with that basket from Wood.
Allowing any room to operate, you know he's going to be aggressive.
Ellington, the pass to Gibson. Here's Payton. And Henson pulls it down.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
His second foul in as many quarters. We'll see if he backs off or stays aggressive.
Griffin's checked in for Detroit. It's stolen by Randall. Poked away. Pass break Detroit. Griffin with the ball. No good on that one. And New York will come the other way. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Barrett, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Barrett's got the lead up to 8 now for the Knicks. Kennard kicks to Rose. Here's McCray. Ellington defending, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
And here's a look at the stats for Randall. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month, averaging about 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he is such a huge part of what this team does on offense.
Yes, night in and night out, he's their go-to option. He accepts that responsibility and thrives at it.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Well, the Pistons, one of the more successful franchises in NBA history. 3 titles and many other trips to the NBA Finals. Only a handful of franchises can say that.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power. Hammering down the two-hand slam. And Alfred Payton with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. Griffin inside, defended by Harkless. Now the pass to Maker. Here's McKayler. He's guarded by Bullock. 4 on the clock. Bucket is good. And Smitty, you were talking about the Pistons, a history of success, of championship. But the last 10 years have been difficult.
Pistons have struggled the last decade. You're so right, Kevin. But this team has a track record of not staying down for long. Detroit doing what they can to return to championship contention.
And the basket by Maker.
Trying to become a more consistent offensive threat. That's the range you like to see Thon Maker own.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and it's out of bounds. And they say last touch by Griffin.
Great energy on the deflection, and a good job disrupting their offense.
This is called an effort play. Terrific hustle at the defensive end.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Robinson's checked in for Randall. Kevin Knox comes in for Barrett. And it's Ntilikina in for Payton.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Bullock, and Maker sends it back.
Watching him protect the rim, you never guess Maker's averaging less than 1 block a game for his career.
Snell, the pass to Maker. Back to Snell. now, here's Maker. He's tightly guarded. Here's Ntilikina, and he finishes nicely on the layup. Ntilikina's got his second basket of the game.
So explosive moving towards the basket. Ntilikina is terrific at getting into the lane.
And so it's the New York Knicks going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to New York holding the upper hand after the first two quarters. They lead by 10. And that's a...
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Mo Harkless has been sensational.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
Barrett is out there with Payton. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then there's Mo Harkless. And it's Randall in at the four-man position. That's the 5 for New York right now. Here's Griffin off the inbound pass.
Love the hustle there defensively. Randall staying active and alert.
Here's Harkless. Kennard with the rebound. Outside Rose. Chalk up 2 there.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Listen, put the ball in the hands of your best scorers and let them go to work. Keep it simple.
Harkless kicks to Barrett. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Smitty, at the defensive end, who are the best players in the league at selling a charge call?
I would say Kyle Lowry is one of my favorites. Marcus Smart, P.J. Tucker. Those are the guys that come to mind that do it well. They take charges and also they sell it.
Yeah, Tucker in particular, and I love Lowry, but Tucker, he'll take it, and you know it hurts, but he takes it every game and multiple times a game, right? I mean, wow.
Yes, indeed.
Griffin attacking. Wide open look. That one wide left.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
The Knicks making a switch here. Portis is checked in. McRae's checked in for Detroit. Payton against Rose. Payton passes to Barrett. From the baseline. New York, no good that time either.
Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
Griffin attacking inside. Wood. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got 3 assists now in this one.
Great look by Blake Griffin. When your foreman has that ability to pass the basketball, it's a major advantage.
Out to the wing. Here's Barrett. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Barrett's got the lead up to 10 now for New York.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Here's Rose. And stolen by Portis. And now the Knicks on the break. Lobbed up there for Gibson. Outside Griffin. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And here we go, coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
McCray passes to Henson. Here's Wood. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Wood's got 4 points this quarter.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
I love it. Beautiful job getting to the rim, making a play.
New York shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game. That's good from Payton. Steve, you know, there is some hostility we're finding between the media, some teams and players, boycotting of certain journalists. Coach Steve Kerr said it's a dangerous situation. What's your view?
You know, I think it is from the standpoint of from a players and organization with the media, but I think also the media, somebody's going to have to police those guys as well. We got to have it where we're both on the same team. You might not agree, but you got to be on the same team.
I agree.
He's hot this quarter, getting the shots he wants, and he's delivering.
Passes it to Kennard. Looking for Henson. He gets it there. Pass to Wood. Over Robinson. Here's Henson. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass. Getting it done. Henson's got his first points of the night. Here's Payton. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And the 6'4", 185-pound Payton certainly has a unique skill set. Also wants to keep improving as a leader.
And he ends up missing both free throws. Pistons trail by 12. To the middle from down low. McCray kicks to Kennard. And the shot is long. For New York, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Pass to Ellington. Out to Payton. The pass to Portis. Back to Payton. Clock is at 3. Portis, the pass to Barrett. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. So New York going with almost an entire new group here. Julius Randle's checked in for Portis. Kevin Knox comes in for Barrett. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Payton. Luke passes to Henson. And slam dunk by Henson.
One of the cases where height fails to tell you the whole story.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Pass to Robinson. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got his 4th rebound in this one. 16 seconds left in the 3rd. Here's Doumbouya. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his 3rd assist on the night. Bullock with it with 4 seconds on the clock. That's good on the jump shot. Bullock's got his 2nd basket. Gets it off. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's the New York Knicks going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've had active hands and, of course, a lot of turnovers in this one. We come back right after this. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
The 4th quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. On the court for the Pistons, at the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Then there's Brown. Then there's Maker. And it's Luke in at the 2-guard spot. Snell, the pass to Maker. Banked in off the glass. Maker's got the first field goal of the 4th quarter here for Detroit.
Absorbing contact and finishing through it. Maker's been adding strength to his frame.
Up and in on the layup.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Payton. No good. Some solid defense from Brown.
Trying to finish out the game strong. You have to recognize who has the hot hand and get him the ball.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points.
and he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
He kicks to Griffin. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got his 6th rebound on the night. Throws it up high. A slam dunk by Robinson.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. And the dunk by Maker.
You can fall in love with floating around the perimeter. I like it when Maker attacks the rim.
Now, here's Bullock. He's guarded closely. Baden outside. Back to Bullock, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down now to just 6, and the basket from Brown.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
And the basket by Baden.
What a beautiful look. Randall continues to round out his game in the prime of his career.
They double-team Griffin to the left side wing. Luke passes to Griffin. At the elbow, Maker. Back to Griffin. Stolen by Robinson. Here's Randall. And they call the foul. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And it's blocked. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And Gibson, here we go. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
Taj Gibson, a high motor guy. He plays physically, and that time the defense got a little too physical in return.
And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Kennard, the pass to Snell.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
First free throw is good, and that brings them within 8. And so Snell nails both of them. The Knicks have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Basket counts, and it's 7 points for Elfrid Payton.
For a while, Julius Randle was an underrated passer. That's no longer the case.
Wood kicks to Rose. And again, it's the Pistons missing. The Knicks leading by 9. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Oh, and the jam by Harkless. Vinny, lately we're seeing more deep three-pointers than ever before. Think you could step out to that 35-foot mark?
Hey, Kevin, I can step out there, but the question is, could I make them at a high percentage? And that's what's so beautiful now. You're seeing these guys step out further and further, but their percentage is higher and higher than it would be from others in my era shooting 35-footers. This is fantastic, but I do not want to see a 4-point line. I can't believe that went in, and I don't think he can either.
Here's Barrett. Here's Randall. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Randall's got 6 in the quarter.
This is one of the things you love about Randall. Relentless on the offensive glass.
A nice shot by Griffin.
You know he's pulling his weight, but they still find themselves behind.
Lobbed up there for Gibson.
taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
So the first one drops, and that brings them within 8. He's perfect from the line this time. And so here is New York. They've led by as many as 14 points. And that one, good.
That's where you want your big man doing damage. Gibson showing his skill in the paint.
Here's Griffin. No good on the shot. Great D that time from Gibson. And Barrett the bucket on the assist by Harkless. And now it's an 11-point New York lead. The Pistons on offense. Kennard the pass to Wood. Back to Kennard. Over Barrett. Outside for Griffin. Over Randall. That shot by Griffin, no good. Here's Harkless. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one is off.
Shooting for New York.
He's off on the second. Here's Doumbouya. Detroit, no good that time either. So no problem for New York as they get. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
hang time. Moving the plug in the power, ayy. Came with a charge in my alley, ooh. Charge to the game like it's credit, your team crowd need to edit, yeah. I see face and get it, hold up, ooh, that's dead. Need a minute, need to play it to revive, let's good shot pressing. Next say what I say, they got like 20 moves and like 100 problems. I'm James with a step back, throw that shot up, I don't miss often. No look, I had to boss up, get the post up.
Let's be Joe. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for him.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Brown out there with Shabazz Napier. And it's Bonga in at the 3. And for New York, Harkless is out there with Randall. Then it's Taj Gibson. Then it's Barrett, and it's Payton in at the 1. And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect, Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college, hitting over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
And so it's the Wizards getting on the board first. Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Now that's just a strong upper body. Randall converts to contact. Now he's going to go to the line.
Is Smith, he's checked in for the Wizards. The Knicks shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
This end of the season awards already being debated. What did it mean to you when you were named All-NBA?
Well, it meant a lot, especially in my era, again, of playing against the best power forwards I feel in a group of all time. And so it meant a lot. There's only one power forward position, and so to be on that All-NBA team is something that's more special to me than being an all-star, because it's not about being the best 12 or 24. It's about being the best 5 in the league. And so those moments were always special being named the first team in the league.
And like you said, you played in the golden era as the best players ever to play that position.
I tell you what, I think I played in the era where anyone that you would have picked in a power forward from the Western Conference, I couldn't have been upset at over myself, because everyone played in such a dominating fashion. Their teams were winning, and I knew personally how hard it was to guard these guys one-on-one.
Enzo Bryant will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. It's a 3-point game. Bonga gets the bucket.
And the instincts there from Hachimura. Notice the overcommitment by the defense and then makes the right pass. You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Now here's Randall. Not a lot of room. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Great positioning on the putback.
Ooh, this is what makes Randall so special. His ferocity on the boards is admirable.
Smith the pass to Bryant. Over Gibson. The shot will not fall. The Knicks go the other way with it. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And here we go. Washington fast break. Here's Bryant. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Now, with all the intensity he plays with, boxing him out is a chore. Tough.
Payton, good. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. They trail by 3. It's good. This game is all even.
And this is the one area Smith must continue to work on. I love seeing him knock down the 3-ball, expanding his range.
And Randall throws it down.
He gives up a lot of size to most other power forwards, but not too many of them can fly like he can.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Kevin Knox comes in for Harkless. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Barrett. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Elfrid Payton.
And we've seen Randall flourish with more responsibility. He's in his prime and playing his best ball.
Here's Knox. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Wizards trail by 4. Smith outside. Right side Robinson, back to Smith. Just 5 to shoot. Fires top of the key. It's rebounded by New York. Wizards beat them last time when these two teams met in Washington.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
Yeah, and they can't afford a repeat of that. They need a lot more minutes out of their core group tonight.
And it's Bullock missing. Wizards have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Robinson. You can't get that one. The Knicks go the other way with it. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Pass to Ntilikina. Flying his luck from deep, from beyond the arc, and then some.
And the key for Ntilikina is shooting with confidence, especially when it comes to his perimeter game.
Outside Robinson to the paint. Shot to stop the run. The shot by Mahinmi, no good.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And that one, good.
And I like the decision making. He's taking what the defense is willing to give him.
Oh, yeah, and that's just a good read on his part. And as usual, his mid-range jumper is important.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Right side Robinson, and the shot is good. 5 seconds left in the first quarter. With 2 seconds left. And no good that time. And so it's New York heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. We've got more in store for you right after this. And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast as the second quarter getting going right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Washington, Wagner out there with Mahinmi. Then it's Robinson, then there's Brown, and it's Napier in at point guard. Now, here's Portis. His last outing with 20 points, just 5 on the clock. Ntilikina can't hit. Wizards trail by 7. Here's Wagner, and it's off the back rim, no good.
You expect him to make those. They've got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
And Chris, a very unique experience playing in the nation's capital. What was your time like with Washington?
Oh, I love DC. I love Chocolate City. I mean, the surrounding areas of DC love the team as well. There's something special about playing in the capital.
Here's Brown, following the score by New York. Napier passes to Wagner. Shoots over Portis. And again, Washington, no good. New York leading by 9. And the pass to Ntilikina. Kept alive by New York. Stolen by Robinson. He lobs it up. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And they're moving it up. Keeps it alive.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Napier feeling it out a bit. Down low. Robinson with the block. And they'll keep possession. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Napier finds Brown. Shoots over Bullock. The putback. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. And the rejection by Mahinmi. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here for the Knicks. Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson. There it comes in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Payton in for Ntilikina. Left side, Portis. Here's Barrett. And And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Oh, looking to connect with the open man, Portis. He's got the right mentality out there.
And when he comes off the bench, you know Bobby Portis is looking to make an immediate difference.
Oh, yeah, and Portis isn't shy about getting shots up as a reserve. He knows he is out there to stir things up and provide a different look for his team.
There's the lob to Portis.
Know what shots he should be taking. That's what he does, Portis. I mean, he's a very smart player on this end of the floor.
And that's a foul. It's called on Wayne Ellington. That's his first foul. A different look for New York. Reese Harkless comes in for Bobby Portis, and it's Knox in for Wayne Ellington. And a switcher also for Washington. Smith has checked in. Napier kicks to Bryant. Here's Hachimura. It's blocked, and he gets it back. Passes it to Napier. They shoot again, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And you can see what makes Hachimura a tough cover. He can beat you with finesse, and also he can bring the hard hat.
And he's good on the second. Chris, when you look around the league, who do you feel is the most universally liked player in the league?
That's a good one. There's so many players with great stories. How about Derrick Rose? Fighting all those injuries, coming back, having a 50-point game, becoming a leader again there in Minnesota. The youngest MVP ever, watching his ups and downs. Luka Doncic, how about that guy? That's just from excitement of play. The fact that he's just infused this Dallas team with energy and fun is so much fun watching him. And then you got to go with the elder statesman. In other words, we call him the old head where I'm from, and that's Vince Carter. If you don't love Vince Carter, something's wrong with you, because he's the line in the sand from Dr. J, Dominique, Jordan, and those dunkers to anything that's happening today. Vince Carter, he's amazing.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Smith right side. 44 seconds left here in the second. Hachimura. It's rebounded by New York. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Absolutely relentless. They're in the flow and riding that wave for as long as they can.
Here's Smith after the made shot from Mo Harkless. Pass to Bonga. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Harkless with the steal. Oh, and here we go. Knox has got it, the fast break chance. And he comes up with the deuce. Barrett's got 4 points this quarter.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm. And you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Yeah, right now it feels like they can't miss. We'll see how long they can make this last. Yeah, I'm surprised that D isn't respecting this mid-range game more. They ought to be. I bet you they will be soon.
And so it's New York with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal. A fantastic first quarter from Julius Randle. He had 9 points and 3. And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about...
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Nice game. Great performance by Julius Randle.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? Keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Payton is out there with Barrett. Then it's Randle. And it's Taj Gibson. And it's Harkless in at the small forward. And that's the group for David Fizdale as we begin the second half. New York leading by 16. And out of St. John's, Mo Harkless in his 7th NBA season.
Yeah, and he's coming into his own as a defensive-minded wing. I mean, his offense is still a work in progress, but he's still in his mid-20s. He's got some time.
Barrett with the ball. Brown on him. That one falls. And it's 6 points for R.J. Barrett.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Brown the pass to Hachimura. Randall with some nice D. And so Payton will bring it up for New York. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Napier passes to Hachimura. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Portis, he's checked in for Gibson. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Maurice Harkless. Bullock, good.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Napier dishes to Bryant. Count it. Bryant's got 6. New York leading by 18. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. Here's a look at what's coming up for Washington. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And Payton throws it down hard.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about them not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
Here's Hachimura. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And there it is for him.
Explosive off the bounce with great body control. There it's most effective when going downhill.
Jumps up. And Barrett slams it in.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Well, they're playing well as a unit, taking shots they know they can make and building this lead.
Pass to Brown. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Bryant. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got rebound number 5 here tonight, and he's going to get whistled for that foul. Gee, that was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Elfrid Payton, and now we've got the intentional foul. While the NBA is entertainment, you know, Chris, it also can have a very social impact in a positive ways. Guys like Kyle Korver have spoken out. The Jazz took action last season. Chris, how do you feel the league has responded to issues like discrimination?
Well, I think the league has done a wonderful job, better than any league. First of all, we acknowledge it. You don't just throw it under the rug and say there's no problem here. And that may be the toughest, to be able to acknowledge that. And then secondly, to make quick, sweeping decisions, I think has also been awesome too. But I don't think any league in the history of sports has had more players speak up for issues in society than ours. Let's go back to Bill Russell and others, the way that they started the game and came in. We have to love it, and I love the fact that the league is not scared of the narrative, and we work together. And by the way, that Kyle Korver article was so awesome. It was so vulnerable for him to write that. And when you have players like that, no matter what color, that are selfless to speak out to make society better, then it's not just good for the game, but it's great for all of us. So kudos to Kyle, the Jazz, and everyone doing all they can do to make things better for everyone.
Absolutely. To the inside, here's Robinson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Robinson's got 6.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Yeah. Horrible effort. It appears they may be on the brink of giving up.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
And the basket by Knox.
Well, even from that range, the floater is one of the toughest shots in the game.
There's the pass to Hachimura. A solo fast break. Here's Bullock. Finished off the break. Bullock's got 6 points in the quarter.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Passes it to Wagner. Shoots over Ellington. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Wagner's got his first basket of the night.
It's all about the tail of the tape right there. I mean, his size advantage makes that jump shot easy pickings.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Smith the pass to Mahimi over Robinson. The shot by Mahimi, no good.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
And so it's New York ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
How about the unselfishness? Night in and night out, we see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. We've got Wagner. Grant is out there with Pasechniks, and it's Utah in at the small forward.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Pass to Schofield. Back to Grant. Hey, Chris, for some guys, playing in their hometown is a dream. But there's also that added pressure, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, at least when you play away from home, it's a little more quiet. You don't have to get as many tickets for the game. When I got a chance to play home in Detroit, it was one of the best moments of my life. And I thought to myself, this is a wonderful feeling, but could I have handled it for 15 years of my career? I don't know. That's 30 tickets a game. Oh, I probably would have to go back into the NBA again just to pay for those tickets. But I tell you what, it's fun. And for me, a mama's boy, eating your mama's cooking before a game, it is never, ever, I've never had a better feeling before a game. Eating her food than being able to go out and play.
I bet. Here's Dotson. Finished off the break.
That's nice hustle up the court. I mean, a nice pass to reward that hustle.
And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for Washington. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Pass to Schofield. Grant, right side. And the pass to Schofield. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Here's Utah. They get it back. Pasechniks and a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
Straight up effort gets him those points. That's what it's all about on the offensive glass.
Knicks have gotten all three of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Here's Smith. Passes to Dotson. One negotiating concession the league wants from the Players Union. Prospect attendance, Chris, at the draft combine and team-wide access to player physicals.
Well, this is a tough one because I don't think that a team that is not interested in you should have your physical. And we all know that information is shared, and so it should be genuine in the teams that are truly interested. And so I understand agents holding back on that. Medical information is something very serious that just because you have an opportunity to be drafted, your information shouldn't be spread all across the world just because you're at a combine. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but basically you just want a level playing field for everyone. And if we have that, it'll be better for everyone.
Grant outside. Utah. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It seems like some teams have been in rebuild mode for a long time. Is there a point at which the league should step in and maybe, I don't know, take over or give them guidance?
You know, I really do. And not because it's necessarily the fault of the team, because, listen, it's tough to win a championship. but to be a perennial bottom basement dweller, it's not good for the fans. And fans like myself, every year comes the first game, we think, hey, we could win a championship, we could do it. But, you know, our thought process is not based in knowledge. It's just based in our hope and will for the team. So you definitely want to keep teams straight. You want to keep them honest. And I think the league can find a way to step in but not step on the toes of ownership.
Willing to work the ball to his open teammate, Smith Jr. This is what leaders do best.
To the middle. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And Gibson kicks to Smith. Here's Ntilikina. Comes up empty down low. Washington shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Grant gets a wide open look. That one misses. And New York will come the other way.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Knicks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. Back to Harkless. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
You know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
To the right side. Here's Schofield. Off target with his three. They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch.
Pass to Besekniks. Here's Grant, defended by Gibson. Pass to Schofield. It's stolen by Smith. 1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up.
Shooting for New York, Damian Dotson. At the line for 2.
No good on that one. He doesn't get the second one. 15 seconds left in the fourth. 5 on the clock. Here's Dotson. New York, no good that time either. Now Napier. Ball's knocked loose. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David.
upper and lower body fluid, and goaltend. Unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending.
We've been talking so much NBA 2K21, but we wanted to stop and take a moment to thank you guys for tuning in and joining us for 45 episodes in NBA 2K20.
We've had so much fun connecting with you all over this past season.
So as we put NBA 2K20 to a close, we take a look back at our favorite moments on NBA 2K TV. Check it out.
And let's go. We'll talk about this, David. Some new ground certainly to look at. Thank you. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Bridges.
And he's been on the upswing offensively these past few months. And you know how much they love getting all those extra points out of him. He's been carrying a much bigger load lately, and I think he'll just continue to get better.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. Washington out there with Bridges. And there's Bismack Biyombo. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Graham in at the 2 guard. And for the Knicks, Elfrid Payton is out there with Barrett. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Gibson in at the center position. It's good on the putback.
We call that persistence, folks. Bismack Biyombo is a force on the offensive glass.
Lobbed up there for Gibson. Now, here's Bridges. Defended by Harkless. Bridges misses. Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to Atlanta. Gibson passes to Randle. An emphatic LU jam. A lot of opinions, Doris, on who may be named the coach of the year. When you look at the criteria for you when you're voting, what do you look at?
Well, obviously, you think about who has the best record. That's the first thing you look at. And what has contributed to that best record. But it isn't only about that, right? You have to consider, number one, what's the roster challenges that head coach may have had to overcome? Did he have to deal with any mid-season trades? There are so many things that go into making up a great year as a basketball coach in the NBA. So many things.
Just 5 to shoot. Washington passes to Bridges. Harkless with the steal for the finish, and Harkless slams it in.
And what started it all, terrific anticipation on the defensive end.
And that's exactly how you get yourself into transition. The gamble pays off.
It's stolen by Barrett. Harkless the pass to Payton. Got a piece of it.
That was their first miss of the game. 4 for 5 right now. What a good start.
It's stolen by Randle. And here again, the Knicks in transition. Up the court they go. And Barrett slams it in.
Well, the big man, Taj Gibson, pretty assist there, Kevin.
Hornets have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Knicks on offense. Big stretch here going 10-2. Floats it up for Randle. Pass to Gibson. There's the lob to the hoop. Barrett, no good. Hornets trail by 8. Biyombo, the pass to Washington. The shot off that time, so New York will take it the other way. Last time they came together was in Charlotte, where they fell to the Hornets.
Yeah, and their last time playing against this club, they fell short. A lot of cheap fouls really plagued their starting unit.
You know, you try to establish consistent substitution patterns. It helps you stay in a rhythm, and they had to go to their bench much too early.
And again, New York turns it over.
And here we can check the story out on Terry Rozier. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. 6th in three-point field goal percentage. And tremendous confidence and consistency at the foul line. He ranks among the top 15 in free throw percentage.
And back to his efficiency from 3, as you said, he's top 10 in the league. Defenses are now trying to deny him the basketball, but really to no avail. Now here's Randle. Another shot, Robinson, and easy 2 points on the layup.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Bacon the pass to Graham. Kicks to Zeller. Charlotte moving the ball around. Washington, that's good.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset.
of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
New York leading by 6. 41 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The shot by Payton, no good. Here's Bacon. The Knicks pull it in.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
Back to Bridges. Dishes it to Zeller. Over Robinson. No good there off the double clutch.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Randall. And he hits the buzzer beater. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Knicks out front, up 8. And back in a moment. Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vámonos. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Then there's Batum, and it's Bacon in at the 3, the small forward. Rebounded by Knox. New York leading by 8. Here's Bullock. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Bullock's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Knicks. And Kevin Knox gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Wayne Ellington's checked in for the Knicks. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Rozier's checked in. Bacon the pass to Washington. And stolen by Portis. He lobs it up.
Really crucial that Kevin Knox stay aggressive. The team wants him to be a legit scorer.
Here's Batum, and he banks in the layup.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Ntilikina uses the glass to finish the layup. Ntilikina's got the lead up to 12 now for New York.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Passes it to Washington. Batum wide open. He fires. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Biyombo, he's checked in for the Hornets. Rozier looking around. And stolen by Portis. And the foul called on Bismack Biyombo. That's his first foul. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Ntilikina kicks to Portis. Poked loose. And he could not get that one to go. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
At the line for your Knicks.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
And for the length of Bobby Portis, he's sure to provide a bit of fire when he's on the floor.
Well, Portis is never afraid to mix it up with the opponent or sometimes his own guys. This guy plays with a passion that maybe isn't for everyone, but boy, it does spark his teams.
Here's Ntilikina. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And New York making a change here. Gibson's checked in. Of course, you and I were just talking about this as more and more players are going public with their trade requests. Do you think that's had a negative impact on the game?
Well, Kevin, I certainly think it makes long-term planning for NBA franchises a lot more difficult because contractually we are not seeing them hold true to the particular organization they may have signed that contract with. The reality is this in today's NBA. You've got to be nimble as an organization, and you have got to be attractive to them. And I mean that with great ownership, great leadership, and who are the players currently in your system. You have got to be incredibly nimble to be successful in today's NBA.
I think you're right on. Now, here's Ellington. Defense right on him. The pass to Portis. New York moving the ball around. No good there. Now, Charlotte takes it the other way. Making the pass to Biyombo. Rozier with the ball. He's coming off a 40-point game against Miami, and the shot goes down. Rozier's got his first 2 points of the night.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Randall's checked in for Bobby Portis. Harkless comes in for Kevin Knox. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Ntilikina. The Hornets also with the sub. Bridges checks in. Batum for 3. Offensive rebound. Biyombo lets it go from deep. And no good. New York leading by 12. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Well, from long range, this collection of point guards have caught fire in the second half of the season. Here are their three-point numbers. Number 1, Terry Rozier.
I mean, his first job is to orchestrate for his teammates, but being as fantastic as he is at shooting the 3, he's never reluctant to take that shot if it's available.
You know, and as the league's top three-point shooting guard, he has the green light at all times. And, you know, that gives a dimension to their offense that every single team in the league would absolutely love to have.
They get the rebound.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Bullock kicks to Payton. Over in the corner, Randall. Shot clock at 5. And Randall throws it down.
I'll tell you, that vertical ability he has puts him in select company in NBA power forwards. May not have great size, but boy, he plays bigger than it.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. It'll go, and the Knick lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Bridges.
Not only a jump shooter, Bridges also dependable at knowing how to get it done inside.
12 seconds left in the first half of the game. And the call will be against Julius Randle. That's his first foul. Now Graham. He got it up. And so it's the New York Knicks.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome. New York holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They lead by 14. And that should do it.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. We're seeing a tremendous game from Julius Randle.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And New York looking at who they've got. They've got Barrett. Taj Gibson is out there with Randall. Then there's Mo Harkless, and it's Payton in at the point. And Randall throws it down.
Well, that's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
Pass to Graham. Fires, high post, and the jumper is on the mark. Graham's got his second bucket of the game to go. Floats it up for Randall. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
Now, here's Rozier. Tight defense on him. Washington. Offline with his three.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And Randall throws it down.
As a playmaker, Barrett has improved his vision. Plays with a good recognition and been very unselfish.
Graham, the pass to Washington. It's a hand on it, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Biyombo's got 7 points in the game.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Pass to Washington. Lots of room. And it goes down 2 points.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Barrett, wide open, he fires. Connects from three-point range. 5 points in the game.
And what a great start to the second half. They've hit everything they've looked at thus far.
Here's Graham, covered by Payton. From deep. It's rebounded by Barrett.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have the confidence. You have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
From 10 feet out, a putback. That one, no good. And New York the other way now. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Harkless with the buckets.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Looking to end the run. Off the left rim and out. The Knicks have gone an unbelievable 8 of 8 shooting since halftime. Must have been some kind of pep talk in that locker room. Randall with the bucket.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Here's Graham. And the Hornets miss again.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play. And a new group in for the Knicks. Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Kevin Knox comes in for Harkless. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Barrett. And Ellington is subbed in for Payton. The Hornets also changing it up. Cody Zeller's checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Dwayne Bacon comes in for Miles Bridges. And it's Batum in for Rozier. And he makes that one. Batum's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, that's as wide open as you're going to get. The defense needs to lock in and be better than that.
Randall right side. Batum with the steal. A fast break now for Charlotte. Here's Washington. And it's good. 2 points. Washington's got 6.
And this is what you want on both ends. To win the battle of effort.
And that's exactly what you can control, right? Your desire, your hustle, your will to succeed.
And they're on the break. Here's Graham. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Hornets shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. First one falls for him. And New York making a change here. Ntilikina's checked in. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Washington. New York's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Ntilikina. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Charlotte's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Zeller passes to Batum. Here's Bacon. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. The Hornets shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And they've been ordinary on the season as well. Just about 75% from the line.
That one misses. Now here's Bullock. Here's Knox. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. Julius Randle getting it. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball. And how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket. And he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Hernan Gomez out there with McDaniels. Then there's Monk, and it's Martin in at the small forward position. Now, here's Monk, guarded closely. Outside, Martin. Clock at 6. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Doris, this game always evolving. Fascinating to see the players who drive that change with their unique talents find a way to do things different.
Well, probably 2 guys currently that have revolutionized the way the game is played. Stephen Curry, with the incredible range he has on his three-point shooting. You've got to guard him as soon as he crosses the half-court line. And honestly, if the goal would be good from the other side of the half-court, he'd probably push it to out there. And James Harden, so prolific at drawing fouls. It might be maddening to the fans of opposing teams, but James Harden has led the NBA or been at the top of the free throw attempts list for years now.
Great examples. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. Of course, it seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is one of the most well-liked commissioners in all of sports worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator. And I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is always looking for ways to improve the league, whether that means organizationally or with the play between the lines, and that's all you can ask for, Kevin. Well, Damian Dotson in his second season, this guy was able to get on the floor at a consistent rate and show that he could be a solid contributor.
It's checked in for the Knicks. Now, here's Bridges. Defense is right there. Great positioning on the putback.
Always better to be lucky than good when it comes to offensive rebounding. Unless you're as good as he is, then those tip-ins are all about skill.
Left side, Portis. The shot from the low post is good. And for Dotson, as you said, Doris, he got his chance as the Knicks started to play the young guys last season.
And he has the potential, Kevin, Damian Dotson, to be a fantastic three-point shooter from what he's shown to this point. You combine that with his high motor and energy, and there's a lot to like if you're a fan of this team.
Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
For the Knicks, Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson. Reese Harkless comes in for Kevin Knox. And it's Peyton in for Damian Dotson. Rozier for 3. It's rebounded by Portis.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And Harkless slams it in.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. And the call will be against R.J. Barrett. That is his first foul of the game. Julius Randle's checked in for Bobby Portis. Passes it to Washington. Fires for 3. That one's not going to go. And New York will come the other way. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Of course, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about four-peat.
You just can't teach that size. Bridges has the wingspan, those broad shoulders, just a tremendous rebounder for a wing.
You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
It's Biyombo atop the key. Goes up from the top of the key. Nice jump shot. Good. 1:36 left here in the fourth quarter. Smith kicks to Harkless. Back to Smith. And he's going up for the alley-oop. The Hornets pull it in.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Knicks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Julius Randle.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Lobbed up there for Gibson. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. And a fast break now for the Hornets. Monk kicks to Hernan Gomez. Some nice pass in here by Charlotte. And Malik Monk gets the three.
And you gotta love that three-point stroke of Monk. I mean, he's got such a high arcing shot there. It gives it a good chance to go in from deep.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And it's Smith missing. Here's McDaniels. Over to the left wing. Here's Monk. Can't hit from 12. So no problem for New York as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort, all right?